WWF in your house, Revenge of the Taker.
No, that's the date. The 20th. Right. 420 blaze it.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm JD.
And this is The Heel Turn.
Brother. I mean, and that's the bottom line.
We start with Owen Hart versus Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. Sorry, that's a couple weeks ago. Versus LOD, the Legion of Doom.
Dick. Oh, sorry.
They have some drama because they're supposed to fight each other.
Yeah, this whole thing stemmed from the fact of the, what's the name of the family?
The Hog family? The Godwins?
Godwins, thank you.
Yeah.
The Godwins throwing gunk or whatever it's called on the Legion of Doom. They fought, and then there was like some interference after that, or
basically they were scheduled to fight each other. They interfered with each other.
Now they're really gonna fight each other.
Yeah.
Hope there's no interference. Anyway, so
this is a surprising match. Normally, when you see an Owen Hart and British Bulldog match, they dominate for large portions of the match.
Yeah.
None of that in this one. It was pretty much Legion of Doom beating the shit out of them.
More fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less chokehold, or not chokeholds, less rest holds.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, because they didn't really have to worry about pacing themselves. We had to get through quite a few matches and promos and tell a story in the promos.
Yeah.
To get to the main event, to the point where it was just like, all right, fuck it. Just do what you can. Just do what you can. Keep it going.
Yeah.
We got Animal and Owen Hart in. There's a little bit of a double team onto
British
Bulldog with Hawk in at that point. And then I believe he pretty much got worked. Most of them. He was the only guy that got hit. Animal didn't really get hit all that much.
Yeah.
If anyone was taking any, holds or anything like that, it was Hawk, which is interesting.
In the match, it's announced Stone Cold has shown up, which we'll get to that in a second. But that should be a surprise to no one, considering he's on the card. But we'll get to that. They're just dominating. British Bulldog kicks Hawk in the back at one point, but it does not matter because he just keeps on beating the shit out of Owen.
It does not matter.
Animal hits a top rope power slam, which is really devastating, and pins Owen Hart, right? Whoever he hits
no,
it on.
Bulldog.
Bulldog.
Yep.
Hits and pins him for the win. Although they're running to the back out of the ring, there's the LOD is celebrating, but it's announced that was the illegal man.
Yeah, you got to pin the legal man to get the win. So they're pretty much telling me you got to the count of 10 to come back into the ring. Otherwise, you guys will actually lose and forfeit the title at that point. They come back in because the crowd, we were mentioning, counts way faster than the ref. 1, 2, 3. Shit, let's go.
Yeah.
So they rush back into this.
You're trying to powder a little bit, but no. Yeah, the crowd was not having it.
You gotta get back in there. Don't even argue at this point. Get the fuck back in.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing too, is because when Owen slides in, he immediately grabs the leg of my big Animal, and he's like, all right, let's just fight. So they're back in there, and they're, of course, continuing the match at this point.
They hit a wishbone.
Yeah.
And
Owen hits a spinning back kick.
Yeah.
Looks glorious.
They hit the Doomsday device on Owen Hart, but Brett interferes for disqualification.
Yeah. And then they all leave at that point. Ultimately, it's just a DQ match. It's whatever you expect.
Owen gets interviewed, and they talk about how Stone Cold is here. And Owen is visibly frustrated. Yeah. And he says, "Are you sure? There's a lot of bald guys walking around here."
Whatever, man.
I love Owen Hart. Good for him. He makes me smile.
We get over to our next match.
Too bad about that tragedy.
Which one? The double murder?
No, the one where he falls from high and
into our hearts. So Savio Vega versus Rocky. This is a rematch from last week at the Africa. They were in Africa, were they? They were in the Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, they were in Johannesburg, chilling like Bob Dylan up in there. We got quick promo by Rocky. Savio Vega just goes straight to the ring. Quick promo by Rocky at that point, and then he makes his way into the ring at that point. Farouk comes over. Strangely enough, doesn't enter with the rest of the Nation of Domination, but he's still in a sling, but doesn't stop him from talking with his hands on his broken arm, which is whatever.
Where's the commentating psychology?
Where's any of it? Where's just normal psychology at this point? We have a match between these two. We have Savio Vega. I gotta be honest, he's not my favorite wrestler, and I am very much turned off by his performances. He likes to do these.
Yes.
Hit you right in the neck and wait there for 30 minutes. But he's wrestling against Rocky, who's electrifying. Not really general start to the match, but we do get a bridge with Rocky in which the ref is distracted. And funny enough, Farouk's like, there's no way he would have gotten hit by that. No, he would have been counted to 10 if the ref saw that. He would have continued to count. There's a weird sort of spot with Savio Vega hitting with a weak clothesline. It's the slowest clothesline you'll ever see. Into a fairly decent DDT. It's all right.
Those Rocky, like, spin around the body DDTs.
His spinaroonie. And then he eventually comes up with a rock bottom. Not named yet, but still nice to see that he's incorporating it. And then at that point, Rocky gets knocked out of... Why did I put the notes like this? God damn. I just say tossed out of the ring, but I don't say who it is. And I was like, wait a minute, the next spot. Yeah, Rocky gets tossed out of the ring at this point with Crush taking possession of Rocky and then hitting him with the heart punch. Stupidest fucking name. But for whatever reason, Crush is like, this is a good idea. hits with the heart punch, and then Savio at that point is like, wait a minute, if he's counted out, I can't win.
No, he says, if he's counted out, I know say win.
I know say win. He could say it. He's Hispanic.
¡Ay, Dios mío!
So, and it's like I get what it ended up doing, but I think it's so stupid that if Crush is actually part of the Nation of Domination and goes, I want Savio Vega to win, I fight with him on behalf of him. I mean, you know, so often, why would he heart punch the dude and not throw him back in the ring? Or why would he heart punch him and then just leave him there on a title match?
Yeah, that was a mistake. But I get it. They're telling a story here.
They're telling a story, whatever. It goes to count out to 10 at that point. It's a DQ finish, and there's no exchanging of the belt, even though Savio wins, which means it doesn't fucking matter. And then Crush comes into the ring. Savio's like, motherfucker. And it's so funny. You can hear him pantomiming like, I wanted the belt. Why didn't you let me have the belt? And then...
they always do that with belts.
Yeah, that was... I want it. But it's just... It doesn't matter what promotion.
How come nobody's belts ever cover their waist? They're always like around their bellies.
Yeah, right. I want the belt.
Yeah.
Give me the belt.
And like The Rock never wore it around his waist. He always wore it over his shoulders. So The Rock should just be like, I want the...
Well, he wore it over his waist this match.
No, later.
Oh, later on, yeah. I want the belt.
Yeah, I want the sash.
Buckle up your seatbelts is what he's actually saying. But at that point, it's so funny too because... Farouk is like, I gotta take care of my kids real quick. I'll see y'all later. It was good chat with y'all. So he comes in the ring and tries to make sure they get separated. They call in, or they bring in Rocky, his little henchman, bring in Rocky, and they begin stomping on him. But Noah, Black Santa Claus comes to play. We get Ahmed Johnson in a nightgown or something, or in his nightie. With the 2x4, can't sleep without it, to the ring to protect Rocky. They all get out of the ring at that point.
Yeah.
And Ahmed, without stuttering or sounding very difficult to understand, you say it, because I didn't write it all down.
Okay. Ahmed says... illegal. He's pointing to Savio Vega. Says illegal. You got an illegal immigrant, a convict, and your black ass. talking to Farouk.
Farouk.
And he says, I accept your challenge for taking all 3 of them. And he says, I'll do it all at once in the ring, too, if you want.
Yeah.
Like, slow down. Don't make it work.
Put the brakes. Just like Rick over here. You got a 2x4, and that's great, but this isn't a no DQ.
So sometime in the future, there will be a match featuring Ahmed versus all 3 of them. At some point, there will be a match. And
we'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens. There's an interview with Sable. She won Miss
Slammy.
Slammy.
Yeah, 97. Good for her.
And Mark Marrow is there as well. He's coming back in the summer. He's got like a little leg injury or knee injury.
Yeah, something like that. And he's talking about his road to recovery.
And then it becomes a story of who cares about Mark Marrow because Stone Cold enters the locker room.
Or bathroom.
Can't tell which. One of them's real awkward, but he enters the locker room behind him. And they start fighting.
Just goes to show how much no one cares about Mark Marrow.
Yeah.
Is that Stone Cold going to take a shit? Okay.
So there's some fighting, and then Owen and British Bulldog leave with a bent piece of metal.
Yeah.
So that's no good for him.
No one knows. Oh, and they call for paramedics or something.
Yeah. We get Jesse James versus who? Honky Tonk Man shows up and announces Rockabilly, who's Billy Gunn. Who, they even showed footage of him declining it earlier. So I don't know.
So like, yeah, we got plot holes, so what?
Little change of heart. They wear them on their sleeves. We got plot holes, you want to see them?
They wear them on their sleeve.
Yeah. Right here.
We want the bell, sucker!
This is a pretty generic match, with the difference being that they each have a dancing gimmick, so they dance whenever they do well.
This is a dance wrestling battle.
Yep.
Fucking sucked.
With 2 people who probably can't really dance.
No, but at the very least, Jesse James can do an Elvis impersonation. Billy Gunn does like this, like he's trying to scratch his back or some dumb shit. And then he does some weird fucking like dance with his like feet.
Well,
looks like an idiot.
Jesse James wins with a roll up and hightails out. He dodges a guitar shot.
Yeah.
There's your match.
He knew. But
that's probably the worst match.
Yes.
I mean, it's not even a bad match, I don't think. But it just wasn't.
You're right. It did fucking suck. So we get over to an Austin promo at this point where he's hunched over and we got Gorilla Monsoon over and the announcer, I don't know his name, who's backstage with
Michael
him.
Hayes.
Michael Hayes is back there and is like, Austin, you gonna be okay? And he's like, I'm fighting Brett and I don't give a goddamn. Just all kinds of.
He says, I don't care if it's fat.
His fat dad or whatever like attacks me. He's like, oh, I'm going after his entire family or some shit, which is just like, you know, perfect golden era Austin.
Yeah.
We're getting little tinges here, which is always nice to see. And then it jumps over to the Hart Foundation with Owen and David Boyd just defending themselves like, no, man, it wasn't us. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Again, if this was in a locker room, I get it. They keep going back and forth between locker room and bathroom. You're saying there's bathrooms and locker rooms. I know. But specifically, you would say where it went down. And if it went down in the bathroom, it's fucking weird. Because there's a bunch of dudes in the bathroom together.
Well, what are you talking about? It's natural. They're not saying like he was at the urinal and
that's what I think when I think of bathroom.
They grabbed his dick and beat him over the head or something. They're just saying like it was in the general area. You played
just say locker room, don't say bathroom.
Because they could have beaten him up in the bathroom area of the locker room.
Just say locker room.
It's big enough. That's big enough, Bobby. Yeah. We get over to our was gonna be main event, Mankind versus Undertaker for the
WWF Championship
title. We come out, we have Mankind making his way to the arena first, you know, just sort of hunched over, looking like a gremlin.
Yeah.
And then we get over to Undertaker, who has a bandage under his eye, or over his eye, but is...
Because of the burns.
But he's a dead man.
Should be worth knowing that both these people suffered quote-unquote burns. Undertaker got the burn thing, and then Mankind against the Headbangers got like some weird chemical spit on him. Oh yeah, from his like mouth. Which I don't quite get, but apparently it burned him.
What is this? Hydrofluoric acid. Check it out. What? How are your teeth falling out? Fine. It doesn't make any sense. But he's playing up to his dead man gimmick, of course. He's doing his quick rises and his like no selling of the clothesline when he gets knocked out of the ring.
Yep.
Forcing over Mankind into the railing at that point, taking him back into the ring, demonstrating his power. Undertaker does his tightrope gimmick.
Old school.
Yeah, old school.
But he does this one with a little bit of flair.
A little bit of Ric Flair. Well, technically, woo! He goes for a flying clothesline at this point, but sort of lost his footing as he goes for the jump. He's probably got size 19 boots, but the fact that he lost, his feet were sort of misplaced on the rope as he went for the jump, and he still got the distance, is saying something.
Yeah.
I'd like to think he might have injured himself partially, though. Just all things considered.
It was awesome.
We get an urn spot where Mankind goes for the urn while Undertaker is, I believe, distracted by Paul Bearer, and the ref is also distracted. Attempts to... Oh, no, he does hit it on him. Goes for a pin, gets a 2 count out of it. That urn's not hard enough to kill a dead man.
Yeah.
At least until CM Punk gets his hands on it, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, did I say something? But as they make their way outside the ring, Mankind hits with a glass on Undertaker. Believe it's real glass.
You think so?
They had water in it.
I think it was that sugar glass.
And it was just imitation water or something? Because if it was sugar glass, it would have dissolved. Sugar glass is very weak. Can't really hold anything. The whole reason for, what's his name, getting thrown through all those, what's it called?
Yeah.
It's because they're worried about the pyro knocking down the sugar glass.
Oh.
So that's why they replaced it with real glass. Nice little story there.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
But, yeah, so the water thing, maybe it was real, maybe it was fake. I actually think there might have been some serious injuries involved with that, with Mankind. Because he's holding his hand a lot, and he's like, motherfucker!
But that could be just his experience, because good wrestlers know that they want to play on that concept.
They could.
They just want to trick you into thinking.
You never know. Either way, he's hitting with 2 pile drivers on Undertaker at that point.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to work over this dude. And he's like, I ain't got no tombstones, but I
Can we
got...
establish, it seems pretty clear that there is no disqualification.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Maybe after the last 2 matches, they're just like, fuck rules.
It's in your house. Fuck it. No, because Mankind hits the glass, and then Vince is like, shouldn't that be a disqualification?
Shouldn't it be disqualified? Like,
Wait a minute. And then, of course, Mankind's bread and butter is the chair shot.
Yep.
So he goes for the chair shot at that point, hits Undertaker, whom it shows some blood on it. I don't know if that's just fake or not.
Yeah, maybe it's just the design of the chair.
Well,
to have blood on it
yeah,
before
right,
it.
already.
I don't know.
It's like someone had their period blood on it. You're like, I'm gonna use this one.
Yeah.
No tampon.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. Let's see.
Taker, at some point, the bandage falls off and his face is pretty gross. Looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that makeup.
Taker accidentally hits the ref, and then starts hitting him with steps. Starts hitting Mankind with the steel steps.
Yeah, that Mankind brought in, yeah.
And then throws Mankind out of the ring, and Mankind's head goes through a table. Just like head first goes through a table.
It's kind of funny. It's like comedic, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
His head's through and his body's like moving around. Hey, get me out of this thing!
Somebody pull me out! Taker hits Tombstone for the win.
Yeah.
And then he brings Paul Bearer into the ring. And after about 3 minutes of trying to figure out how a lighter works, blows a little fire in his face.
Hits him with a Hadoken.
Yeah.
Yeah, KO! And then Paul Bearer with one hit. No.
Yeah, isn't that like the Tekken one where it's like they repeat it like 3 times?
No, it's Street Fighter.
No, it couldn't have been Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Tekken 3, I think they do it 3 times.
When they yell like that? Or are you talking about just the instant replay?
Just the instant replay.
Oh, I believe it is Tekken 3.
Because I remember
You don't
that.
play fighters. You don't.
I remember that specifically though. It was like
Yeah.
you'd see the
Was that you with Eddie Gordo just mashing all the buttons at once?
that was me losing. Yeah.
I'm a champion.
Like, how did I lose? Oh yeah, the kick.
Oh yeah, the kick. Oh yeah, the kick.
My head went. My health went to 0. I should know that.
We go back over to a Bret Hart promo, really quick one. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Bret on promos. I've come to realize why you state that as well. He talks about forgiveness and states, I'm not going to forgive the American people because the American people wouldn't forgive me, and that's okay. And then says he's the best there was, best there is, and best there ever will be. That's it. We get to our main event.
Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. It's not as good as the WrestleMania match, but it's still not a bad match. Stone Cold is in control for the beginning, mocks Hart. He was even smiling for a good portion of this match. Yeah, Brett rolls out. He drop kicks Stone Cold into the ref, so now you know people are going to start hitting each other with chairs, and they do. Bret Hart attacks Stone Cold in the knee with the chair.
Yeah.
And starts working the knee for most of the match.
Yeah.
And whenever Stone Cold builds up any momentum, he kicks him right in the knee and then drops him back down. He hits a figure 4 on the ring post. Austin went for a pile driver but couldn't do it. Leg gave out. And Austin was then superplexed onto his brace, which was in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, at one point, Bret rips off that brace and starts working that.
Just destroying his leg at that point.
Bret Hart was going for the sharpshooter. Then Austin takes that brace and smacks him on the head with it, which I don't think a brace would be that hard. It's usually like hard plastic.
Well, he has a stronger brace, all else considered. I don't think it's metallic or anything like that, but...
That'd give him quite the edge.
Yeah.
Having a knee that's made of metal.
Right. I mean, 1 minute you think you know me, and then... One race, it's less dangerous, or whatever his music goes.
What did you say?
I don't know. I always think it bleeds into... what's it
Smells like Teen Spirit?
Yeah. Those wrestlers, they all look the same. They got long blonde hair. How am I supposed to know the difference?
But yeah, Stone Cold gets the sharpshooter on there, and the Hart Foundation interferes. Bret Hart tries to fight him off, but eventually they interfere to the point where it's a disqualification. Austin wins by DQ. And
he still beats up Bret Hart. He puts him in a sharpshooter. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna get mine. And then just...
Yeah, Bret tries to hit him with a ring bell. No go.
Yeah.
Austin hits him with a chair and puts him back in the sharpshooter. All of those Hart Foundation cronies get out of the ring and run away, and Stone Cold's standing tall.
And some even say he's still flipping off the camera to this day.
Yeah.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this experience as?
I would give this a 6.
I was going to give it closer to an 8, actually.
Really? Wow.
Here, I'll explain why. You explain yours first.
There were not very high stakes in this pay-per-view. Not really worried about the Mankind situation. Right. I just don't see him winning, so whatever.
Whatever.
The LOD British Bulldog Bulldog Owen stuff was cool. I was excited for that match.
Yeah.
Rocky versus Savio Vega, no.
Depressing.
Just Savio, not like you. I'm not particularly excited.
Yeah.
The other one was meh. But they all kind of over-delivered in their own way. Like they weren't boring. Even the Rocky one wasn't boring. It was quick, thank God. But it was...
Thank God for Ahmed.
Yeah, so while there was nothing exciting about it, nothing under-delivered, and in fact it all over-delivered. So,
yeah.
6.
I might actually say 7 now. Because the more I think about the Billy Gunn and Jesse James match, I could care less for. But I like the fact that pacing-wise, it was a lot faster than what we're used to. They're keeping up with the general story.
Less than 2 hours.
It was less than 2 hours.
Thank you.
And then they told a really good story in the sense of like, hey, Austin has arrived. We didn't know he was coming, even though he's in the card. And then we're gonna beat him up. Oh wait, he's still wrestling? Ah, shit. And then they're gonna continue to beat him up and make that part of the match between them. And it's really just getting over how much people shouldn't like Bret Hart. Or at least, you know, the audience shouldn't. Which is great, because that's what you want. You want them to be like, man, fuck this Bret guy. He could suck a dick. And he did suck dick. The audience. No, but seriously, he was playing up to the bad guy. It's like they gave him an up.
Yeah.
To show, yeah, this guy's gonna be evil. So it's good. I like seeing that. Yeah. So that's why I give it a 7 at this point.
What's the best match?
Best match in this case, I'm gonna go with the Austin one, just because I like that at the end. It's the payoff of everything. You can have a really bad pay-per-view based upon the main event, and I think this one was okay.
I give it to the same match. Yeah. Worst match, you can say Jesse James.
Yeah, I mean, but I also don't like the Savio Vega one. I think it's funny for the surrounding elements. I could care less about the in-ring matches. I like the fact that Farouk was there and he's
desperately trying not to say motherfucker.
Yeah, his very much motherfucker voice. Trying not to say it. And the funny part between Crush and Savio Vega, because I mean, you look at that and you go, Yeah, Crush, you're a fucking idiot. And I think everyone is agreeing, and I hope that they turn that into part of his character. He's just fucking dumb. Do it. Do it.
All right, well, it looks like we're pretty much in agreement on this one.
Yeah.
I'm Spencer.
I'm JD.
And this is
The Heel Turn! Thanks for watching us on this show.